Alright, so right here we have the FPGA loaded with the bit stream for Lab 8. It's the Debouncer lab. You can see we have this 7-second display, and we have the center button right here, which will start to increment and record debounces. I also have right here, this is the sort of general schematic for this lab. So we have the input here, which is the center button. We have it coming into these two flip-flops, which act as the sync. They synchronize the button presses with the clock cycle. And here it comes into the debounce module. This is the debounce module. And over here it comes into this section, which acts as the one-shot circuit. Up top we have a flip-flop here, and then an AND gate with one of the signals inverted. And then this one down here just uses this flip-flop from back here to accomplish the same thing, which will basically just send a one clock signal pulse whenever a button press is registered on either of those different signals. Those pulses will tie into the increment lines on these two counters, which are both also tied to the up button as they're reset. And then the 8 bits from this top counter will go to the most significant 8 bits from the display signal, and then the 8 bits from this one will go to the least significant 8 bits. You can see we have this implemented. So the bounce on this switch is usually between 10 and 20% of the time you'll get bounces. So if we go through and do around 20 presses right now, so you can see that was a little bit higher than normal. It's counting up in hex, so this what looks like a 14 over here is a 20, which is exactly what we want. That's the number of debounced button presses that it registered. And then we have a 1.9 on the other side, which is a 25. So that's, I believe one of the debounces in there might have registered 2 extra values, so I believe it only bounced 4 times, which is, you know, about a 20% rate. And again, I've seen it range a little bit, but between 10 and 20% is usually where it ends up. We can count up a little bit more, see that it is properly registering those debounces and the bounced values on these 2 digits over here. And then we also have this up, the up button right here, which will reset everything to 0, and it will keep counting as we keep pressing. And that should do it for Lab 8.